On November 22nd, 1963, President John F. Kennedy was shot. He was rushed to Parkland Memorial Hospital, where he later died. It was a moment that scarred a generation, and tonight an all-star cast recreates that time and place in Parkland. From the Toronto International Film Festival, this is Red Carpet Diary.
Right now, it is just you.
This is an incident that obviously everybody knows about, but you look at it from a very different angle that they haven't seen before. What did that allow you to do as a director, to look at it from this very intimate angle?
You know, it's a good question. Nicely asked. It allowed me to shoot the movie in a way that was ferociously personal and intimate. And as opposed to broad and theoretical and political, this is a movie about people. It's not a movie about theoretical ideas.
I play Dr. Carrico. He was sort of a resident at the hospital at Parkland, and you know, he starts what seems to be a normal morning in the hospital, just another day, and the most important man in the world is sort of brought in front of him on a stretcher with fatal wounds. And it was a fantastic moment in history where a group of just ordinary people rose to the occasion and in a big way.
One of the reasons I think this story and this film is so compelling is because it's not so much about JFK or Jackie or Lee Harvey Oswald. It's about all of the secondary characters that were so important in their own right, who were, the 3 days after he was shot.
Well, I think you learn about the more personal aspects and the more smaller, more intricate details that create a much more realistic version in your brain as to what it was like on that day. Something as simple as them not necessarily knowing how to develop the Zapruder film. You know, there had only been maybe one or two guys in Dallas that had ever developed that film before. When you hear it in that kind of context, sure, it's a small thing, but it creates tension and it creates a moment that is incredibly heart-wrenching when you watch it. You know, I mean, the poor guy mixing those chemicals that day, can you imagine what was going through? I mean, his hands must have been shaking. So when you look at it in those little moments, they're incredibly relatable. And so something that is then this huge historical thing that you've heard about all of your life then gets funneled down into this incredibly human, simple moment.
It shines a light on people and characters that at least I had never thought about. I think the Zapruder film is so tragic when you watch it that it's really you focus on that moment, that instant, and which is, there's nothing wrong with that. But what Peter does is he brings characters to life, and he shines light on things that, in a way, people wouldn't know to think about.